Finally took care of business. I was
What's
really
up, Ert?
excited. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much. I'm just enjoying the win, bro.
Yeah, these days we gotta.
Hey, man. I saw some promising stuff tonight, man. We was quick on defense. That perimeter was looking good. And to be surprisingly, Guy Santos looked pretty quick on the feet when he was playing defense too. He was moving really well for a big dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so tonight they didn't do like the three guard nonsense and overdo it, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep. They didn't try to, overthink that. I mean,
Yeah,
they didn't try to get too smart. It was like, you know what? We know what works. We're gonna play the defensive lineup, and we gonna get stops.
yeah. So that was pretty smart of them. Can't blame them.
Yeah, man. That was
Can't
that's
blame them
good, a
because
good complete game, man. That's good. That's promising. That's a promising win.
yeah, that's super promising. They took away that Steph three, bro. Like Steph should have
Yeah, I'm saying,
23
man.
points, but aside from that, bro, Kaminga is unreal,
Oh
dog.
yeah, dude. So shit. Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, man. I mean,
Oh,
it's it's so crazy, like watching him progress like this, man. He's turned into such a force, dude. I mean, it's just impressive to watch.
so when I was watching Kaminga in his rookie year, you would like see the flashes here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you'd see games like this, where he would be super efficient. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
at that time, bro, he was doing it just off raw athleticism, raw talent. And now you're starting to see where he's doing the in between stuff, and
And
you
he's
know,
been making smart plays. He's making the right play.
yeah, bro. I seen him make like a hammer play to Steph or to Clay tonight, wide open for a three. I was like, that's the
Yeah,
type of
the one
shot,
where he
bro.
drove like near the free throw
Yeah,
line, jumped up, hit him. Yeah, yeah,
bro. If you see Clay Thompson open, swing that shit to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
um, so it's good stuff, man. I mean, I think they're trending up because outside of that, it was a defensive effort tonight. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
it
Like,
Bro,
was
let me
that
give
defense
y'all a
was
stat
beautiful
real
to watch.
quick.
No Dario.
Let,
No Dario helped.
Yep,
let me give y'all a
took a
stat real fast. So Kaminga, this is his 25th straight game in double figures, and it's the franchise's longest streak from a player 22 years or younger since Monte Ellis back in 2008.
yeah, that's nuts.
yeah, that's special
This
stuff.
man was
His
riding the bench.
Steve
Yeah,
Kerr was playing Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome over
Bro
this
could have
guy.
been a fucking fringe all-star this year.
so yeah, the riding at a bench thing. He shouldn't have been on the bench the way Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr had him fucked up, bro.
yeah,
Um, and I just could not, bro. I could not stand this guard thing. The guard shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I get it, bro. Like you want playmaking and the ball to move and not to turn over the ball, but fuck, bro. Like you can't sacrifice that for your defense. You know?
yep. And Pod's playmaking. I mean, his playmaking was great. What do you have? 12, 11 assists with zero
12
turnovers, something
assists,
like that.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Double
I
double.
mean,
he was
that
looking
was
like
good
Westbrook
to see.
tonight, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really complete
Podsbrook.
player.
Yeah, man. So good effort tonight. I mean, there's nights when the team comes in and like you can tell they're about to mail it in, but you can tell like they got embarrassed from the last time. So you can tell that they came with some force tonight, especially defensively. So,
Yep, they play with some
guys are gonna
fire.
shoot well some nights, this, that, and the other, but as
Bro,
long as you play with
it's
force,
the
bro.
defense, man. I've been saying this all year
Yeah,
Yeah.
long. Now I've also said we need a second option. And we have a second option now.
Kuminga.
Second option has emerged. Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, they've been inconsistent this season. But Jonathan Kuminga, when he's getting playing time, has emerged as our 20-point per game scorer next to Steph when Steph has off nights. Because tonight, Steph was a little bit off to start the first three quarters. Next thing you
And we
know,
still won by 20.
bro, Kaminga. When was the last time you could say Steph shot poorly and then we had someone to step up and we still blew the opposing team out? That was what was happening all of 2022. In 2022, we could hang our hat on our
Yep.
defense. And even though Steph shot poorly, he had like a 3 month stretch of a slump. We were still winning
Yeah.
games because of our defense and because we had other guys step up, like Jordan Poole, like Wiggins, like whoever else. Now, tonight was a perfect example. It was a microcosm of what this team can be defensively, and then as well as when Steph is off on a given night, now you have a guy like Jonathan Kuminga who can step up and give you 20 plus. Now we have to look at defensive pieces to shore up everything to tie it all together. But I think for the most part, we played the worst offense in the NBA tonight. So now tomorrow we're going to be playing the Hawks. They're going to be a much better offense, much more difficult team to guard. But I think for the past 2 games we've built a lot of great habits. So let's see the carryover going into the Hawks game tomorrow. But I see a lot of positive signs with this team, and I've been saying this ever since the Lakers lost. The Lakers lost. I was telling people like, look, I know it sucks that we lost the way we did, but we have to look at the big picture here. And right now, I've identified the Kuminga, Wiggins, Draymond lineup as something we can build on moving forward. And that's what we've done the last 2 games. We've done just that.
Guys,
Wait,
guys.
Dre, can I say something?
Go ahead, Ebony.
So, Dre, what did I say about a week or two ago in your playback? Didn't I say Kaminga could be the second option, and everybody clowned me?
Who
And this
the
is
the people on stage or people in
no,
the chat?
in the chat they were saying you said I know I can see that happen. It might be a little too soon, but what's
Yeah.
happened?
I thought it could happen. I just thought that like we need to see more run of like he need more reps and needs more minutes. But like yes, there's some people that were like I don't know if that's like necessarily a possibility. Me
I don't think it
personally, I
happens
just
without him going to the media. I don't think it happens under that
do you
scenario.
think do you think him being outspoken was a big major turning point and factor in him getting the minutes he has the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I think so. I think it was a bold move
Yeah.
and it paid
Not
off.
really.
I
I think you
I
just play
think so.
better. Nah,
Yeah, the Portland game. I think it was more of the
I
Portland
think you
game.
just play better, right? Like once you show some force and you just play better, you you give them no option. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
pretty much what it
saying
came down to.
he got the
Guys,
haircut, made Steve Kerr think he was a vet, and then he got some minutes.
guys, what do you think of this nickname of Kaminga? Unstoppable. Or is that too corny?
What?
Because like and it's I just came with that in my head because it's like watching him play, it's like did you when you guys were watching the game, did you ever think that he was gonna miss ever?
Hey man, the cum bucket like that, bro.
All right, chill on that.
Relax.
He he
Like
he takes
he's
really quality shots, and that's one of
unstoppable.
the things I like about Kuminga. Like he doesn't really take bad shots.
And he's playing with a pace. You can tell that the game is slowed down for him. Like he's really
Yeah,
playing with like a pace. It's
he's paying.
incredible.
Yeah, he's more patient than he's ever been. He's waiting to get the right shots. He's making the right plays when it's not open. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's good to watch. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, you got to credit Steve Kerr. He dumbed down the offense. The
So
offense was
what'd you
way
guys
I
too
think
think
of
that
our
that's a
compressed.
factor.
defense
Yeah.
tonight?
The defense
What do you
was good. It has a long way to go, but this is this is positive. But like I said, bro, I never wavered, bro. I never wavered, despite how this was looking. I know we're gonna build habits, and we're literally gonna win majority of these games. Like
yeah,
we've
like
built on this.
you could see like because of how our season went and there was so many games that like we lost by like 1.5 points. I think we're the
I know, but I personally think that's more encouraging than things. It's not like in 2021 or 2020
no no
when we were
no no
getting
no.
blown out. We were getting blown out. We were in
No, I
every
understand what you're
game.
saying. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is just it's like this is what we can be like what Dre was saying and stuff like this is literally what we can be. And I see that we could be this team blowing people out, blowing people who were supposed to be blown out. We could be this team based on those losses that we had, you know what I mean? So it was a great win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see the vision.
yeah, we're good, man. Like I said, the game slows down in the playoffs. We need some help in the front court. Maybe take away a couple of Steve Kerr's toys so he doesn't like kill you with the 3-4 guard lineup.
But
But at
guys,
the end of the day, like
but
this is the team, man. When you have Draymond on as a defensive anchor, this is what you're gonna get.
Man, what are we gonna do about Clay though, man? This
what are we
is
gonna do about
Uh-oh.
Wiggins? Guys, this is what
Hold on. Are we really bitching right now? You saw how good they played defense tonight? Stop it, man. Stop it.
Bro, why do y'all do this every fucking
Jesus fucking
time,
Christ, bro.
man?
Oh my God. Clay had
Like the
14
first
points
thing I
tonight.
hear when I literally came up here is
Jesus
somebody about,
Christ.
oh, what about Clay now?
Yeah, Clay's
Clay had 14 points
Clay's
tonight.
Clay,
Like
man. I'm not
Jesus.
like the last thing I'm worried about Clay is on the offensive end. Like Clay has the second most 20-point games on our team. You guys do know that. Jonathan Kuminga has not passed him in 20-point games, right?
Clay had
Yeah,
14 points tonight. It's okay.
Like
They allowed
it's okay, man. Like,
Shadow. They didn't allow one 30-point quarter this entire game, and I
and
the
get it.
on
The
top
team
defense
of
is all
it,
plays
I
like
care about,
offense.
man. That's all I
Clay
care about is the
was
defense. So it's
yeah,
the
yeah,
defense, just for
yeah,
the
but
team
at the end of the
overall.
day, we are
Yeah.
the guys who play defense are supposed to play defense. Like
Well, they're
Wiggins,
supposed to be on the court
like
together, like Wiggs,
Draymond.
Dre, and Kaminga. Yeah, those are the three.
Yeah, those are the three that play defense on our
So
team.
can I
Like,
ask you guys
why are we
this?
worried about anything else?
Can I run this by everyone? Um, Moody's gonna come back in a few days, and then CP should be back in a few weeks, probably post deadline. And then GP should be back in a couple of weeks too. How do you think the rotation will look once those guys are back? If they're even on the team post deadline, like these are things that we have to also consider. Just given, we still have like 30 something games left on the season. So, do you think Steve is going to cut minutes back for Clay maybe, or do you think he'll try to manage? Maybe Moody just gets DMPs. Like how do you think that'll kind of work out? Because those guys are
Well,
inevitably going to
I
be
feel
back
like
in
he
the
cut his
Well,
rotation.
I
minutes back in
mean,
this game.
Uh,
Like it was
Dre, we
pods a
just
lot.
saw minutes for Lester and
Yeah.
G, right? So like
Right.
those are pretty much the minutes I think they'll be filling in, and then if they're
Okay.
playing
Okay.
well, like it should
Well,
be.
that's not entirely true because the Gui minutes were filled by Dario's absence today. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is like even then, like we play small ball, and Gary's used as like almost a small forward type deal. So like I think he'll, you know, they'll.
Well,
The bottom line is, guys, listen,
somebody's
guys,
gonna be left out.
no, and only people. If you play defense, you're gonna play. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
Moses plays defense. GP2 plays defense, and CP3 is the floor general. Like nobody's getting left out.
NCP plays defense too, by the way.
He
He's
does,
just a
yeah,
Yeah,
little
yeah,
like
yeah.
small, but he
bro,
plays defense.
He's just
the
short, but
key.
he
You
plays
guys are worried.
defense.
Everybody's worried about offense. Why? They are number one in offense since January 12th, and by a landslide too.
That's true. Actually, we are. We looked at the numbers earlier today. Yeah,
It's
we're actually
number
number one.
one.
Yeah, offense isn't the issue, guys. It's really just the defense at this
It's the
point. And
defense,
yeah,
and right now we have 2.5 guys playing defense on a consistent basis, and a lot of guys chipping in. And I'm liking the fact that Steph is taking pride, um, Kaminga's taking pride. Looney was out there. He had some turnovers and stuff like that, but at least when the little minutes that he got, he was trying. The effort's there. Pods is going to give his effort. He's obviously sometimes physically challenged size wise to go against the big guys because sometimes he's guarding guys 6'8", 6'9". You can't teach height. So at the end of the day, we have to shore up our defense, and that comes with reps. You understand what I'm saying? Like as amazing as Kaminga played, and I'm not here nitpicking, the off ball stuff wasn't it tonight. But at the end of the day, Draymond covers that up. Wiggins covers that up. And if we have a
and yeah,
comparable center, if we
hmm
have a comparable
yes,
center, whether Looney
yes,
steps up, whether Trace, whether we get a trade,
right,
we are good.
right. I
I'm
agree with
telling you
that.
guys,
Yeah,
stop talking about
and
offense.
and
When you're
Shadow.
watching
Yeah,
basketball, if you want a championship, only focus on the
I've
defense.
been saying
If
this
you
from the
think
start.
if you think you want a second round exit, talk to me about offense.
Exactly. No, I've been saying everything that you said I agree with, and I'll even add to that. The same way that Draymond and Wiggins cover up Kaminga's limitations on defense and flaws, Kaminga's able to compensate for their offensive limitations,
Yo,
right? So,
Dre,
like maybe,
Dre,
yeah, what?
you you
What's
you know
up?
like when you do your playbacks,
Yeah,
by the way, playback.tv/chasing wins, and you go on NBA.com, you do a screen share, and you
right,
do a
right.
segment of the season and all of that.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
should chart from
hmm
here on out towards the end of the season what the defensive rating is post pre Draymond and post Draymond.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's
yeah.
important because, bro, yo, he's
Night
really
and day,
fucking good,
man.
dog.
Night and
Like
Oracle,
day.
we were
he
looking
is
at
Bro, come
really,
we
on,
were
really
looking
man.
at
fucking
that
good, dog.
Draymond Kuminga Wiggins defensive rating. since it's been together. Small sample size.
It was
They're
like
running.
Yeah.
They're
98,
running a
wasn't it?
105, but the starting.
Are you fucking
But
serious?
No, it's dominant, bro.
Pods and Steph, even though it's a small sample size, they're running a 99.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
because you have
That's
think
to
that's
realize
why
incredible.
because
Steve had Paz out there tonight more than Clay did.
Yep.
What did he had Clay?
Pods is just he's just got quicker feet on defense. You know, he can get in
Pod's
the
got
passing
quicker feet,
lanes
but
faster.
also he's more positionally sound. Like you see how he takes charges, how he closes out, how he like off the ball he's able to recover. Like Clay gets beat at times, but I will say this: what Shadow said is absolutely correct. Everything with and with this team, right? It's all about puzzle pieces. So you if Dre and Wiggs are struggling offensively, we have JK, and when we're getting stops because Wiggs and Dre are so good defensively, it allows JK to thrive offensively in transition or semi-transition. And so that compensates for their lack of maybe shot creation or play finishing at times, right? Sometimes Draymond hits shots. Sometimes Wiggins, can give you 15, 20 on a night. But on nights where they might struggle, JK can give you 30 like he just did tonight. He gave you 29 tonight. So, like, Kaminga, we have found a blend of defense, offense, and positional size that all the best teams in the NBA have had. And we have now found the best lineup that addresses all of those necessities. Now, the question is, like Shadow said, in the non Draymond minutes, I've been saying this for like the last week. In the non Draymond minutes, can we address our defensive struggles at times, right? Maybe it's
Dre,
Loon, maybe it's TJD. But when those guys are out there, maybe we can make a trade, maybe whatever, figure out how we're going to anchor our defense when Draymond sits. That's it. Yeah.
Dre, we had 8 blocks tonight. League average is 5.2. Um, I think that's a
And the tallest guy was 6'9" playing.
yeah. So kind of when we look at that, Draymond had 3 blocks, Wiggins had 2. So Looney had uh Looney had no blocks tonight. So yeah, so 5 blocks a game and we're good. We just can't be last, you know what I'm saying?
Urkel.
Or go ahead, man.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, have we found a different version of the Steph Draymond pick and roll by using JK as the ball handler and having Steph set those back screens, Steph or Clay? Because what
Yeah,
I'm
so
seeing,
whenever the cool part about Steph is that whenever he sets the screen, um they're gonna get terrified and
yeah,
the
the
ball
guys stick with
handler's
him,
gonna
yeah.
get a layup.
And
Right? So
sorry, the encouraging thing, right? Like, because we saw this busted out, I think, against the Kings, I want to say, right, when Kaminga got that dunk. Um,
mhm.
but now I kind of saw today Memphis scouted that a bit, so they played it differently. So Jaren Jackson Jr. was actually cutting off the paint, um, and I was kind of expecting to Kaminga to pretty much just challenge him over and over again at the rim. But what did he do? There was one where he kicked out to Wiggins for the three. There was another one where he kicked out to Clay for the three. Uh, and then I think maybe another one where he kicked out to Steph for the three. Right? Like, we're seeing like the fact that he's able to do that uh, makes that play that much more like
Sun God,
effective.
you know what the difference between and Kaminga last year and Kaminga this year?
There's a lot,
Opportunity,
but
opportunity, right? And the offense is dumbed
agreed.
down. He doesn't have to think. Before he used to just go at one speed because of the motion offense. It's continuously moving. He literally didn't know where to go, where to be. It is simple. Screen, pop, screen, roll, back screens, back door, flex cuts, Princeton cuts, move the ball, look for an opportunity, top of the key. Instead of a split action, it's inverted split action where Wiggins goes to the post, Kaminga goes to the post. Kaminga does that turnaround Jordan or Kobe drop step and turns around. Everything's around the basket. And with Kaminga, it's all in the paint. And then when Kaminga has his set shot and nobody's covering him, he's gonna hit it. That's all this is. Kaminga has always been this talented. It's always let Africans be Africans. The problem was last playoffs, he didn't get zero opportunity. He didn't see the court. He played one playoff game. That's why he was so upset at Kerr and called out Kerr. And then Kerr had some things. He said, okay, if I give you opportunity, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Draymond stepped in and said, Kerr, we have a bunch of new guys. We need to make this shit simple. And they've made it simple. Like at the beginning of the season, it wasn't simple. It was the constant motion, swing, back screen, flex cut, double drag, floppy, all the million stuff. Bro, when you have athletes and it's just transition and run, it is what it is. Now, this team, this 5-man lineup, is a championship lineup, championship contender. Double stamp it, stamp C's. It is what it is. Now,
Yeah.
our defense is probably at a play-in level. So if we can get this defense somewhere around 10 to 12 over the next few weeks, it is over. Finito. It hasta mañana. Finito. Nada. Nobody's stopping these guys. These guys are winning the chip. Like, talk with base. We're seeing what we're seeing. So we know Kaminga is him. We know that Draymond is him. And Steph, on a cool night, still gave you what, 23 on a cool night, off shooting night? Clay, it is what it is, man. Like, he's just not the same player. But let's use him to his advantage to space the floor. Because guess what? When Clay's on the court and he's hitting shots, as great as Kaminga is, he's better on the court when Clay's there. He's better on the court when Steph is spacing the court. You
And
don't want the
KJD.
shit to be a phone booth, bro. You don't want people sagging off of people. And I'm speaking 70% from my heart, but 30% from what the guys are actually telling me. So when I tell you that they have confidence and they can win, they feel in the chunks of 10, this is 10 game series. They could win 80% of their games. This isn't Shadow giving you opium. This isn't Shadow talking hyperbolic. This is coming from Steph, Dre, Wiggs, Kerr, front office. Everybody believes in this team. They see something different. So can we reflect it on the timeline? Let's not be nitpicking at Clay and doing all these things. It is what it is, bro. Clay and Steph are joined at the hip, bro. They're literally joined at the hip. They're joined at the hip. It's 2-2. They're tag team partners, bro. They ain't going nowhere. So let's just stop like the foolishness. Now, the Wiggins stuff. Come on, bro. The last 8 games, the man's been doing double digits: 22, 23, 17, 16, 17. He has not one game that's a negative, except he had one -2. Other games plus 11, plus 18, plus 26, plus 17, plus 14. Bro, can we behave ourselves, bro? Let's stop doing the preconceived notion like this stuff. Like, bro, the team is not perfect. No team is perfect. Even if Denver Nuggets are your favorite team, you could find flaws. Even if Boston Celtics are your favorite team, you could find flaws. Wiggins out there damn near had 3 blocks, about 4 deflections. Um, Conchar, who's been lights out, probably the best shooter over the last 20 games, got blanked by Wiggins. Wiggins literally strapped him. He made 1 3 on Wiggins. Other than that, he was 1 for 7 on Wiggins tonight. So, with that being said, if Steph has a bad game, I'm not gonna freak out. Bro, we won by a 20 piece, bro. We were just over here losing in barn burners and then crying that the team isn't good. Bro, we have to fix our defense and we are a championship team. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Anyone else want to say something?
Yo,
Jonathan
Sh-
Kaminga. That's it.
Shit, man. Before I go, bro, it's just a promising win, man. It was just good to see that without Steph playing at his best, just the ability to just lock down on D, still win by 20. Even when the Splash Bros don't got it, you got that Jonathan Kuminga again picking up the slack on the offense, playing solid defense overall, and really just playing smart basketball, man.
You know what it felt like over the last I don't know, like the last 2 or 3 months, is that if Steph and Clay didn't play well, if they didn't shoot the ball well, we didn't have a chance. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So now we're starting to insulate ourselves because one, we're playing defense now. I'm seeing actual defense being played. Guys are rotating and they're they're not making as many mistakes. That's one thing. The second thing is that you're seeing more secondary type of scoring. And when I say secondary, I mean outside of Steph and Clay. And that's refreshing to see. I'm also seeing there is more playmaking, right? So like Pods, for instance, Pods had like what, 10 assists tonight. Pods is
14.
really he had 14 assists tonight.
Yeah, he had a
Damn, I
double.
didn't even know
My
it was that
goodness.
And
high.
no
Oh my God.
turnovers. More importantly, no
Podsbrook.
turnovers.
14
Podsbrook.
assists and 0 turnovers, bro.
Podsbrook. So that was really refreshing to see. I like seeing that. Pods is Pods is playing well. TJD is getting in there, and Looney gave some good minutes tonight. You know,
He had a good night scoring.
yeah. Outside of the scoring, he looked like he was moving a lot better tonight. But it wasn't against no super quick guards, so we'll monitor Looney as we go forward. But I did like how they looked tonight. It just looked like a better
I'll be
they had
honest
better
about
spirit
Loon.
out there.
My thing with Loon is it is frustrating to watch him, but he does the thing where he just sticks with it, and so he just finds himself like every now and then making a positive play, like whether it just be like an offensive rebound or like a deflection or like whatever it is. He always like just sticks with it. So I think we can get away with him in for some stretches, but sometimes it's just too much to overcome. So we'll see how we address that in the non-Draymond minutes specifically. But really, what we found here is the perfect blend of positional size, offense, defense, right? Because if you're small and you're leaning offense, well, you don't have defense. If you're too big and you don't have enough offense, you can't score, then what good is that either? So you need the perfect two-way balance. The perfect two-way balance is the lineup that we started with, but really it's with Pods, right? Because that's for 2 straight games we've seen Steph, Pods, Wiggs, Kaminga, Dre has actually been the most positive five-man combo for us. So yeah.
Well, there were two things that were limited in this game, and that is the three guard lineups. We only saw one iteration of it, and that was with Quinones, Clay Thompson, and I believe it was Pods on the floor at the same time. Um, I see no reason why those three need to play together at the same time, but mostly it was three forwards and just bigger lineups. No Dario Saric at the five. Well, he's just missing. He's ill, so he's not playing. And when you're missing 20 minutes of Dario Saric's non-existent defense, yes, you're going to get better defense. I've been begging for this team to play exclusively Trace, Draymond, and Loon at the center spots, and nobody else, and their defense will automatically be better. I think we're seeing glimpses of that. And I think tomorrow Dario is going to be out again because he's not traveling with the team right now. So, and they're on the road. So I'm assuming that he's not going to be available again tomorrow. So I'm expecting more good results tomorrow as well.
Damn.
So again, three forward lineups over three guard lineups. Is you want to play better defense? Go bigger, lean into bigger lineups, and you're going to play better defense. I don't know how that's not common sense. And I don't know why it's taken this long to figure out. But if it has been figured out, if this is something that Steve Kerr is going to start leaning more towards, more three forward lineups than three guard lineups, then the Warriors are going to be better defensively. Now you ask what's going to happen when Chris Paul comes back and GP2 comes back and Moody comes back and all these. Moody is not going to play. There's no room for him. And I don't know, man. They still need to get a deal. They need to remove Saric off of this roster. He kills their defense and their defensive potential. Whatever defensive potential there is for this team, Dario Saric at the five kills it. And Steve won't stop playing him there. So the best option is to take him away from this situation.
What deal would you look to try to get for like a Moody and SARS? Like what kind of player would you be looking for with that package?
Well, I want Chris Paul,
Xavier Tillman.
Dario Saric, Moody. If you need to use him as a bargain, then do what you got to do to bolster this situation because they clearly have a winning group in here. You just have to make sure that their defense stays connected and you have pieces that are going to come back that's going to keep their defense not only connected but even stronger than what it is now. I'm not sure that this is a viable. I understand that they found something and I hope that it's viable, But at the same time, I do think that long term it's going to be small. Draymond is going to run into bigger players and bigger teams, and it's going to be harder for him to man this kind of rotation, like long term, like playing center, pretty much for a majority of the game. I'm not sure that's a long term viable solution
But
for this team.
Jim,
I
but
completely
Jim,
agree with Jim. Let me say something. We need to get CP3 off this team, and here is why. We need defense. Like Shadow's been saying, we literally need defense. I've seen funny clips of CP3 just jumping up like, yeah, I know that weird Boston guy who just jumped up at the middle of the fucking paint and you tried to contest.
Luke Corner.
And I literally watched CP3 do that and I was like, yes, CP3 needs to get off this team.
I don't know.
Listen
I
to
don't
me,
know if
listen
I
to me,
agree
listen
with
to me,
that.
listen to me. Hold on, give me a chance. Here is why I say CP3 because we need defense, guys. We need defense. Trust me when I say this. Defense wins championships. If we have Draymond,
Let me remind you, Chris Paul was running a 125 offense. Let me say that again. Chris Paul was running a 125 offense. Chris Paul was a +8 off of the bench. Just saying, right? So the thing that we're attacking is Chris Paul immediately. He was a positive. I've never seen in the Steph Curry era somebody be a +8 off of the bench. And he was running a 128 offense amongst the highest offensive rating in his career. Just saying.
You know what his defensive rating was too, by the way?
Yeah, I was gonna say like he's not a bad defender. I mean, he's crafty. You know, sure he's small, but I mean he's at a point where he's letting his basketball IQ and defensive IQ almost play for him.
I
You know
don't
what I'm
think
saying?
I actually think he's one of. It's gonna sound crazy, but he's actually very underrated defensively. You know what it is? It's that he's playing with a lot of small lineups.
my
Yeah,
problem
You know
exactly
what
isn't.
it
what it
is?
It's
is.
just
If you're
his
judging
size,
CP3's
bro.
I'm gonna
defense
be
with Steph
honest.
and
You guys are
Clay,
confusing. You're taking your anger for Steve Kerr out on Chris Paul,
exactly,
You know,
and
exactly.
I
you know,
think the
Steve.
only reason why Chris Paul would
how
have
Yep.
to
was
get
Steve
off this
Kerr's
team.
coaching, guys? How was it tonight?
Well,
Honestly,
he played the right lineup, so I thought it was okay.
Yep.
I
Jim,
honestly
how
Mixed
feel
was
up
Yeah,
like
it?
we
Gasol.
discovered a new offense.
Well, hold on. Did we have any? Well, we had a few 3 guard lineups, but the 3 guard lineups also comprised of like usually Draymond. Like it wasn't just there was one bad lineup. I think it was with Trace to start the fourth. I could be wrong though.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
I could be wrong
We
though.
have no
I gotta remember.
forwards. That's why.
Jim, you have better memory
Dre.
than me.
On the
You got
bench, we have no forwards.
yeah, that's
Literally.
true, Shad. I agree. But our forward is Moody really, and he's a guard kind of. So it's
Yeah.
kind of
Okay,
The
like
but
three
a
forward lineup
how
might
do
have
you
just
guys feel
been to
about a
get some rest.
CP3 and GP2 lineup? CP3 and
I forgot
GP2.
about
Okay,
GP2.
the only
Bring
way I
back.
can work with that, we can work with that, is we need a rim protector because I know GP's really good POA, but I still think we need like some size in the paint. Maybe a Trace or a Draymond in the paint. You can't survive with GP2, CP3, and Saric or something like that. I think that's a disaster. So you would need some sort of paint presence, and then on top of that, maybe a Kaminga at the 3, and then maybe like
You know what they should do?
yeah,
Clay Thompson, Chris Paul, Clay Thompson, Chris Paul.
Kaminga, GP,
Or no, hold up. So Clay Thompson, Chris Paul. I think they should stagger that lineup and go Chris Paul, Clay Thompson. Put TJD in there and
hmm
get
hmm
and put one of the wings out there with them. And
okay.
then I don't know, maybe you fill in like a
Hey,
Moody or
you don't want to
something,
go on a
or
scoring drought. That's the worst thing you
It
can
has
do.
to be a
Also,
defending big though.
don't let it be a
Defending
scoring
wing.
drought, and then
Sorry.
all of a sudden, even if you can't get stops, you're not able to capitalize off of
that's
your
why I'm
stops.
saying
That's
put
the
Clay
worst thing
Thompson.
that can happen.
Listen to me. That's why I said put Clay Thompson out there with them because one, you have a spacer, and two, you have TJD out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that TJD is the perfect player, but bro, he's springy,
Oh yeah, I
and
mean exactly. I mean, with
positionally
Chris
he's good.
Paul leading it, they're not going to be a
Yeah.
scoring drought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it can't be like fucking like let's play hockey lineups and all of this. Them lineups have to make sense, right?
Yeah,
So
but by the same
I think
token, Irk, like we have to get out of our head that this is the same team from a month ago.
It's not. No,
Agreed.
it's
no.
This is
definitely not.
nothing close
Yeah, I
to
agree.
that team.
Shadow, I think their situation kind of is in the trajectory of changing forever because Klay Thompson for the longest time has been considered their number 2 option. and that role has been stripped from him. Kuminga has stripped that role from him because Kuminga is more effective
One hundred
Park,
percent
as a
agree.
second
One
Jim
hundred
patrol
percent
role.
Park,
agree.
Jim Park, be
No,
careful.
okay, but
Well,
Be
here,
that
careful
no,
how
role.
you
here's why
speak.
I agree with Jim
Hey,
Park.
keep cooking,
Here's
Jim.
why I agree with Jim Park. I feel like we discovered a new offense. I don't know. I'm gonna make a quick analogy to all my NFL fans. You see how the Kansas City Chiefs have been making the run game. I feel like if we run our offense through Kaminga a little more, it will open a lot more. Like I just have a gut feeling. Like you see how Steph, like off-ball Steph, I know on-ball Steph, he's very great, but he is aging, and we want him to have legs for the playoffs, guys. We all know the playoffs slowed down. On-ball stuff could come back, but Steph as a screener is his gravity. I don't think y'all understand the gravity. I mean, well, this is the Dub Nation. I know you guys understand his gravity, but Steph's gravity is just so insane that if we run our offense through Kaminga, I'm telling you, the Warriors can just unlock new
Well, they
levels.
have been.
Yeah.
I ain't
I
gonna
Well,
lie to
mean,
you.
how much more
I
can
ain't
listen,
gonna
you
listen,
lie
want?
to you. I
listen,
thought you were
That's
listen.
talking
the
about
question,
Dre this
right?
whole time.
Yeah, I was
No,
about
no,
to
no, no.
say,
I'm
yeah,
talking about
Dre.
like
Yeah.
Steph dribbling and
They
compared to Steph setting screens.
they have been, to be fair, they have been running their offense through
Shout out Dre though.
The
through
wing.
Shout
Kaminga
out
at
Through
Dre,
the wing.
times.
man.
No, they've been running it through they've been running it through Wiggins and Kaminga. That's what they've been doing. They've been having
Yeah,
them initiate.
Wiggins
yeah,
was
which
bringing the
is
ball up a lot.
Yeah, that's what, exactly. And
Let
so
me
they've been
ask
doing
you
that.
guys a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so with our team whole, right? Like with everybody there, do you guys think that we could compete with the best of the best? Now, before you guys answer this question, like I said, I've seen this team compete against Denver, Boston, who
Minnesota.
else?
Yeah.
Minnesota, OKC, right?
Mhm.
These top teams. Like, where do you guys see the Golden State Warriors fully healthy? Maybe some trades here and there. Where do you see these guys at the end of the regular season going into the playoffs if they make it there?
there is not a team in the NBA in a playoff series that's going to beat them
Yep.
Fully
in that
healthy. Say it
scenario.
again, Urkel.
Yeah, if they make the
Yeah.
right
Fully healthy.
move, sky's the limit.
We've been playing with injuries, but we don't make
Can I ask you
excuses.
guys this? Can I ask you guys this? My only fear with this team is we may have too many guys. Like, this is why I do think we need to consolidate the rotation a bit.
No, they're
Maybe
moving. They're
via
moving. They're moving
yeah.
furniture, bro. They're
You
moving
get what I'm
furniture.
saying though, right? We have too many
Yeah,
cooks
Yeah, I
in the
see
absolutely.
what
Too
you
many
mean.
yeah.
solid
We
role
have a lot of
players. You know what
pieces.
I'm saying?
A lot of
I don't
pieces.
want
Yeah.
Steve to feel obligated to play Saric or some bullshit in the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I just can't have that. But I feel good. I feel like if this is look, I said it after the Lakers game, right? We had just come off the Sacramento loss, but I had to the takeaway of the J.K. Wiggs Dre lineup. I was like, okay. Then we had watched the Lakers game, and it was a heartbreaking loss. But I had also said like, look, and maybe I'll clip that up. But I literally was like trying to tell people it sucks in the moment, but I'm telling you, long term, what we have found with this 3-man lineup in the front court will be huge for us. Now we've won 2 games since Philly and then tonight. Um, I'm telling you guys, like this isn't a fluke. We're not the same team as we were weeks ago because I'm seeing the trend empirically, statistically, and visually. I'm watching it in my like. I
And
know what
mentally. Mentally too.
I know what good basketball looks like. Good basketball isn't 137 to 135 by the skin of your teeth. That's bullshit. You're not a serious team if you're winning games that way. Good basketball is tonight. Good basketball is against Philly. Good basketball is against Atlanta. That's good basketball. When you're beating teams because you're stringing together stops, you're committed on the defensive end, you're closing out, communicating, flying out. Did you see them communicate tonight? They were all communicating,
Yeah, it
pointing
was
where to
great.
be, switching,
It was
all this
great.
stuff. It was huge, huge tonight. So
I'm not
we are building habits.
Yeah, as a Warriors fan, like I'm not gonna lie, guys, I fell asleep at halftime. And I literally just woke up to you guys in the spaces. But as a longtime Warriors fan, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys could testify to this. We can tell when we're gonna win the game. Like you can literally just feel it,
Right.
and this game just felt really really good. Like when the Warriors are flowing in their offense, less turnovers, ball security, you can see where they're engaged when they're playing defense. Like just give it time. I feel like post All-Star break, even coming into All-Star break, I want us to be 500. The goal is for us to win 80% of the games or however much. If we could continue to win until All-Star break and beyond. But Yeah, come on, guys. Just give it some time. I feel like we should make like some small moves. We don't need to make no blockbuster.
Yeah, I mean, we just need marginal moves. Trade
Yeah,
some of those
marginal
solid
moves.
role players for
Marginal
those
moves.
Bro,
marginal
I'm
we
Yes.
not
moves.
just
gonna
need
lie.
help in the second unit. That is
Yeah,
it.
I'm
I'm
not gonna lie.
curious.
I
You know what
cannot.
though? It's not even like offense though. It's literally just an anchor on defense. Like that's all. Like the non-Draymond. Like, cause if you have Wiggins and Kaminga in the second unit, or like even like whoever, I think that's fine. POA like or positional size wise, maybe GP if it's like a really tough matchup. But we have the pieces for the perimeter. The real issue is Saric at the 5 or Looney at the 5. I know Trace is an option too, but again, he's a little up and down. I think it's more
But
secure
that's
and
on. But I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest with you, Drake. That's on Curb, man. It's not that
Yes. Oh no, no,
Saric
I
is a
agree.
bad player.
Yes, yes.
Saric at the
Yeah,
four is
Sarge's
super
not a bad
effective.
player.
Yeah.
Saric
Super,
at the
yeah, at the
four
four, at the
is
four,
super effective.
at the four, he's super effective.
But he's played the 10% of the season.
Let's not just get rid of Sarge, guys, because he's
But
actually
at the end of the day, if we could upgrade from him, that's okay. But what I'm saying is we have a lot of redundant pieces. Do you
I'm
understand what
not
I'm
gonna
saying?
lie,
yeah,
guys.
I
I'm
agree.
not gonna
What are the
lie.
pieces that you think are like the most redundant?
The guards.
Yeah,
And the
Moody.
guards, and then
Yeah,
we have a whole bench full of them.
yeah. I
Let
mean,
me
if
tell
you
you
Yeah,
have
guys something.
Moody,
you gotta
Pods,
minimize.
GP2,
You got to minimize Steve Kerr's ability to go small, 3 guard lineup, 4 guard lineup. You got to take this
But
up, take this ability
currently,
away
how
from
the
him.
makeup of our roster is, like perfect example: GP2, CP3, Pods, Clay. All those guys are second unit. I said GP2.
Moody,
Moody. All those guys are second unit guys. And then there's Trace. So if
Kojo,
in a come on, man, Kojo doesn't even see the court in the playoffs, bro. Like he's
Quinones.
a third string.
No, I'm
He's
talking
a
about
third
how many
stringer.
guards there are on this roster.
No, I
There's
know,
too many.
I know, but I'm just talking about guys he would actually play.
If
So
you can
what I'm
flip
saying is like
Mhm.
if we have GP2, as sad as it sounds, there's like literally no point for Moody.
No, you're right to some extent. I agree.
Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, you're
Moody's a great
100%
player,
right.
Moody's
and that's to
insurance.
our advantage. It's better we package Moody, Sarek, and somebody else
I was
and get in
exactly thinking
someone that's
yes,
an anchor.
like a front court upgrade. Yeah, yeah. I
we
agree.
Yeah,
we
like a
we
front
was
court
talking about
anchor.
Tillman, Xavier Tillman from the Grizzlies there, Dre, wasn't we?
They said Tillman was available, but I wouldn't give up that. I would probably give up Saric in a couple seconds, and if they bite
Yeah.
on that, then that's a clear upgrade because Tillman.
He,
If anyone
It's a
doesn't
huge
know,
upgrade.
huge upgrade, right?
Yo, what
It's
happened to What happened to Brandon Clark?
he it
Is
tore
he
his
like
Achilles.
still hurt?
Tore
Yeah,
his
he's
He's
Achilles.
hurt. He's
always
hurt.
hurt, bro. He's
He
Yeah.
tore
always hurt.
he tore his
Hurt.
Achilles. He's actually from Canada, right?
Yeah, he's from Vancouver, West
He
Coast.
tore his Achilles. In the I think
No, but
last
that shit
season.
was like last year,
Yeah, I know,
Nah,
but
bro, it's a while, man.
bro.
yeah,
He's been gone long, eh?
yeah, it's
A
been about a
minute.
year.
Yeah, a
But
minute.
I will say with Tillman, he held Anthony Davis to 43% shooting, and he held LeBron to 39% shooting in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Like the dude was switching on Bron, and I know people say Bron was hurt, whatever, fine. But on AD, he was locking AD up. Like he was
Oh, he wasn't
doing his
Yep.
fucking hurt.
number.
Fuck him.
And yeah, people look at the height and freak out because he's only like what is he
Yeah.
6'7"? But I mean we're talking long arms.
I don't think he's actually 6'7". I think that's what he's listed at. But I'll say this:
Yeah.
he's a legit 250, and he's a mobile
Oh
250.
yeah.
He's a
He's
Dre,
a
mobile
burly
Dre,
dude.
250.
and just and it doesn't not from an X's and O or basketball standpoint, just intangible stuff. You bring in a guy like that, kind of deeper in the rotation in terms of the locker room. Dre loves that guy, bro. That's a Michigan State. That's one of Dre's guys.
you guys,
That is
rate
one of
Yeah.
Dre's guys, man.
rate
Connecting
He'll go to
forwards,
war with that guy.
connecting
rate
forwards will make a huge difference for the Warriors, man. A huge difference. We
rate
keep thinking
Moody's
like it.
defense from one to
We
ten.
finally agree, like
Wait, hold on.
universally,
Let
that
her
it's the
speak.
defense.
Let her speak. Let her speak.
Rate Moody's defense from 1 to 10.
It's like a 6, maybe a
Yeah,
5.
Six,
six,
six and a
seven.
half.
No, it's
He
like a
has the
seven and a
tools.
half.
He
He's
has the
pretty good.
tools to be a great defender,
But
but
No,
Yeah,
but
I,
he's
what,
still
my
he's
six
point,
still
seven,
my point
six
in
seven.
asking you all of this is because I think Moody's a great player, and I'm sad to see the way that he's being used in on this team. It's actually really hurting my feelings because I see like his potential and stuff. But as a defender, like what does he bring more than GP2?
yeah,
That's
as a
my
that's our point.
defender.
question.
That's the
That's
I
point
don't
that
know if
we're
he brings
making. We
He
have a
anything
brings
more than
lot
more
of
than
GP2.
Clay.
players.
I'll tell
We
you
He
have
this:
a
brings more
lot
than
of
he does
Clay
a
on
few
players.
things
defense. How
better.
about
No,
that?
he does a few things better. I'll say namely what he does better. He's a better rebounder for sure. He's a better shot maker for sure. he's a better. I think he's arguably a bet. Well, the passing is kind of equal, kind of
Yeah,
like it's.
yeah, that's kind of a
But I will
wash.
say this: he is. I would say he's a better. Like, okay, GP you can put on ones and twos. I think you could put Moody on some threes. Like legit, I don't think GP. Like, I would feel comfortable with Moody on like a Tatum more than I would with like a GP on Tatum. That's no disrespect to GP. I just think just the 5 inches of height, 4 or 5 inches of height
No,
makes a difference.
of course we saw it in the
Wait.
finals, bro.
Hold on, let me
Yeah,
ask you a question.
Right. We
Jalen
Wait,
Brown
saw
was
in the
shooting
finals
over
and
him
we
wait,
like a
saw it
who?
here.
monster.
Pods guarded LeBron on the drive, right? It was Pods, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
How
Tommy.
would you
Yeah,
you
Tommy.
you you think LeBron still gets those free throws with Moody on him?
It would
Yeah,
be much more
I,
difficult. I mean,
I, I
it
think
it
he'd
Understood.
still be
it
able to.
it'd be harder, but Pods knows how to position himself. But I don't like see the defender that people see in Pods. He's a great positional
he's not
guy.
a toolsy. He's not a
Yeah, but
toolsy
he
guy.
just he doesn't have the
Yeah.
size. You can't teach height.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Pod,
Like
this is
you
what
can
Pods
literally
does.
can't teach
that's
height.
what I'm
Pods doesn't
saying.
have talent defensively. He's not a toolsy guy. He's not like
He's a hustle guy, an
he's
effort
Yeah,
yeah,
guy.
he is a scrapper,
yeah,
but he's
Sheer
also
will.
smart.
Yeah, sheer
Position,
will.
but he's also an anticipatory guy. He
Yeah,
anticipates.
he has defensive IQ. I feel like he has defensive
Yeah, yeah.
IQ.
yeah.
No,
And I
he
mean,
he's a
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
he's
combine
no.
that
positional.
defending with his
Is he
playmaking. I mean, he's a
better than
great two-way
Clay?
player.
Oof,
Oh
I
Is
don't
my
he
know.
God,
better
how did
than
we
As
Clay?
get
of
here,
right now,
Jim?
why did
But
we?
but
Yo,
Jim,
guys,
Clay's
chill out,
Clay
Bro,
has been
Clay, dog.
trying,
Yo, his
bro.
birthday's on the trade deadline, guys. Come on, he has a dog on the boat.
Hey man, get him a
Guys,
vacation to
real
Brooklyn.
quick.
I'm just saying, when you put Pods
Yo,
in there over Clay
guys.
Thompson with that closing lineup, I mean, there's a different dimension to how they play. Pods,
well,
14
okay.
assists.
So
I mean,
Jim,
come on.
Yo,
I'll say
speaking
this.
of
Jim,
Brooklyn,
I'll point out a couple things. This is what Pods does. But if we're gonna make that comparison, here's what he namely does better than Clay that I see with my eyes. The first thing is he's plays with better pace. Like, we play faster with Pods instead of Clay, right? Just more up and down.
Of course.
The second thing is positionally, he's a better defender. I think just positionally, like he's better at closing out. But the thing with Clay is he has more gravity. He can probably get shots off a little easier because he's taller. So there's drawbacks and there's advantages for both. I think it's really matchup dependent, but I do think Pods, man, it's not like he's a toolsy defender. He's just extremely
Hold on.
smart. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Clay Stands. It's not me saying it. And if you run up to me at a game, I will choke you out. You know what I'm saying? It's not me saying it. I ain't saying
Hey,
it. You know what I'm
Chill.
Damn,
saying?
Mike.
And if you
Let
run up
me.
to me at a
Yo,
game, I will choke you out. I
yo,
promise you
speaking of
that.
Brooklyn, man. Speaking of Brooklyn, man. Yo, if they touch Steph and I don't see a foul, I might start malice at Barclays.
Oh
Let
shit.
me say
I
something
might
to
start
Jim
malice at
though.
Barclays.
Let me say
If you
something
know,
to
you
Jim.
know.
Hold on one second. Let's do this. Playback.tv/Space Gang, and let's continue the conversation over there. So we can watch some clips and whatnot, but give the host a follow. And after Space Gang, we'll be going to Playback.tv Strength and Numbers as well. So um, give the host account a follow, and let's venture over to Space Gang on Playback. See y'all over there.